So what we've done this year is kind of establish the guidelines and given each group, the elementary, the two secondaries, some options. It's been vetted by the maintenance folks for durability. So we selected some suppliers and some different styles, if you will. And so that's why we've piecemealed it out this year. In the future, we'll bring it all together and I'll bring you one request a year. So next year we'll work more on vetting out an actual long-term rotation, but we'd never gotten off the ground before, so as the different areas got their work done, I didn't want to hold them back. So this year I am going to bring you 3 different requests. This is the second one, but just know in the future we'll have a much better rotation now that we know what we're working with. Now we'll just determine the appropriate time to replace that over the next several years, if that makes sense. So for now, I'm going to bring you this request. When we meet again in June, I'll have one for the high school as well.
Okay.
But is there any questions on this particular request?
No. I'll make a motion.
Right.
Second?
Motion by Tracy and a second by Tammy. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
6-0.
Next on the list, and I feel bad about asking you to spend money on concrete, but this one's a little bit different because this is actually part of the rotation for the playground. Several years ago, we started on a rotation to replace our playground equipment. This year, it was Sunnyside's turn in the box, if you will. And per Dr. Monfort's request, he wanted to replace the surface there. And it was a pretty bad shape. It was asphalt. We're going back with concrete. The equipment there is still in pretty good shape and still has several years left in it. So it is concrete. It is expensive, but it's actually in the rotation for the playground, and that's where this lies. So we put a bid out. We got 2 different requests, and so that's what you have before you is to replace the asphalt with concrete in the playground. They've got a lot of playground area that's natural grass, but this is the part that was currently, as of today, covered with pretty bad asphalt.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Ryan and a second by Tracy. All in favor?
Aye.
6-0.
Thank you. Next on the list, this is not actually, it was not on the capital outlay plan and not planning on charging it against capital expenses, but it involves a sewer line or a drain line over at the middle school. It's original to the building, and it runs, if you're at the cafeteria, there's the hallway that runs straight to the east and goes outside, and then in the office area there's a couple of plumbing lines that head to the north and connect with that. We've had problems off and on for a while now with those backing up, and we ran some cameras down there, and you could patch it here and you could patch it there, and you would spend a lot of time, the rest of our time, doing that. So they're not serving out of the kitchen this summer, so it's a good opportunity. It's very destructive. It's going to be in the way, but it's a good time to do it and get it done. And so it'll run straight down the hallway. This includes the cost of replacing that tile with carpet. Gilbert has signed off on that, and they're okay with that. So we want to do this out of our contingency and maintenance funds, sort of like what we did the last 2 summers. We've had a project like this. We did the kitchen at the high school last year, and we did the kitchen at Sunnyside. Now, there is something unique in this, and you don't have to approve it this way, but we only have this one meeting here. Then we have 2 meetings in June and only 1 in July. So on here, and I haven't ever asked you for this before, but I've asked for an extra $20,000 in contingency in case we come up with something. Like if something happens in July, I'll have to wait till a meeting to do a change order. So you can approve this without that in there, or you can just grant the request and we of course won't spend it. The problem when you start digging in and you're working with sewer lines, drains, you don't know exactly what you're gonna get into. This one is gonna run under a set of stairways, and we're not actually gonna replace that section of the line. We're going to line the inside of it. Everything else is coming out and going to be completely replaced. So there's a little bit of unknown, and that's why that request is in here. Won't use it if we don't have to. So this actually has 3 parts to it. You know, it's the part for Tetro to come out and do the work, the part for the carpet guys to come in and replace the carpet, and then there's a $20,000 contingency request in here as well. Does that make sense what I'm asking for?
It does.
You're gonna line the inside of a sewer pipe?
Well, I'm not going to do it, but it's not I don't know the length of feet on that, but they didn't want to go tearing, it's on the corner, it's on the foundation, it's going outside, so, that's what the professionals wanted to do, and I wasn't gonna argue with them.
Yeah, replacing sewer lines before you have to is pretty important. I've had sewer backups. I'd make a motion to approve the bid on the sewer lines, including the $20,000 unforeseen contingencies.
Okay.
A second.
Motion by Jeff and a second by Tracy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
6-0.
Thank you. So next on the list, and it's been talked about off and on, but this is involving the expansion out at the high school on the west side of the indoor turf facility. So we've looked at different options, and it's been kicked around probably for 2 years now. And I guess we're kind of at the, is it the chicken or is it the egg? And we're at the point now where we kind of have to invest some money, or should invest some money, to come up with some real drawings and real ideas to see what we can get and what it's going to cost us to get what we want. So the request tonight is not to officially approve that entire project. It's just to have the ability to go out and hire the architect, Tesserae, they were formerly known as GLMV, and engage them to put together a couple of concept drawings and then have those brought back to you. And at that point, then you can decide whether you want to move forward with that project, and then at that point we can engage the necessary contractors. So not asking for full approval of the project tonight, just asking to be able to engage an architect to be able to come up with some concept drawings and some better pricing for those concepts, if that makes sense.
So tonight you're asking for 64.5.
Yep.
I make a motion for approval.
Anyone want a second?
I'll second it.
We've got a motion by Tammy and a second by Jeff. All in favor?
Aye.
6-0.
Thank you. And then last on the list tonight is some cabinets for the orchestra room over at Comanche. We've done this at one of the rooms at Comanche, and we've done this over at, I think we've done it at all the ones at DCMS. So this should take care of the rooms. It also includes not just the cabinets, but there are, I forget how many, 18 chairs for the music room as well. This will be paid out of capital outlay. It was on the list earlier this year.
I'll move for approval.
Okay.
A second.
We've got a motion by Ryan and a second by Jamie. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Hammer. We're ready now for Board of Education member district responsibilities. First off, Park and Rec, Ryan.
No, nothing new from the last update. They're still working on the plans for the master plan of the park, putting things together. So, and there is a meeting tomorrow. I won't be able to attend, but Sean still around?
Sean's out in the foyer.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure.
Are you
he'll-
going to be at the meeting tomorrow? Yes.
No.
Thank you.
Fist bump.
All right, Bright Beginnings Head Start, Tammy.
Yeah, I was out of town for training, but I asked Bianca if she'd like me to share some things, and so, ta-da, we're done with the federal review. And from what Ryan and I, we were there for the board part, and I also got to be a part of the advisory part of that, and heard a lot of great things. So I think that even before we got there, a lot of that the wheat review was going very well, a lot of positive, good things coming from that. Yeah, and Ryan and I had fun entertaining them, didn't we?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was always fun getting drilled by the
We kind of
feds.
tooted our horn a little bit, kind of as a district. Yeah.
Well, what about this? Well, they know.
Oh, let us give you a little more.
It was good, though. It was,
Yeah.
it was nice to be able to, talk,
Yeah.
advocate for Bright Beginnings and the work that they do.
And then this is a big deal that Betsy all year long talks about, which is in kind, getting our match, meeting our match 100%. And ta-da, we did. So, and 6 weeks ago we were like, ooh. So that's a good thing.
Good.
And then we received a cost of living increase of 2.35%. And the current Bright Beginnings is currently taking applications, and we'll be taking them all throughout the summer. So if anybody wants to work. Home visits are the week of the 15th through the 17th, and our teachers and the pairs are going to participate in the Summer Institute. And you're invited to come on May 21st from 5 to 6:30 to the Civic Center for their end-of-year celebration.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very good.
Is that it?
that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Related to Bright Beginnings, Amy and I went over some numbers today, and I think we had 23 students at Bright Beginnings that have yet to enroll for kindergarten next year, and of somewhere in that neighborhood, and that would bring the total to 445 or something like that. Yeah, some
Wow.
already. And that's before summer starts, and we've always used 100 as a best guess for the summer enrollment. So it looks like a solid number of kindergartners coming in for next year currently. So it's kind of related. I wanted to share that.
Okay, very good. What about special education, Jeff?
Well, it's been shared that all classroom positions are filled or have plans to cover, which is for today, this date for next year is pretty awesome. There's still a couple of vacancies at the middle school and the high school, but there are coverage plans. And we have the summer to see if we can fill those with certified staff. And we're in need of a speech path and psychologist. So if anyone of you want to hurry up and get a psychology degree, we'll hire you. But we also signing up staff in what we call the apprentice program, and there's been a lot of interest in that. So that's exciting staff wise.
Good.
So there we go.
Very good, thank you. Dr. Dirksen, do you want to fill in on the legislative?
Yeah, at this point, I can tell you that the legislature did approve school funding for next year, and we're very excited about that. They had approved a tax bill, and it was vetoed by the governor, and so that means they're getting to have a special session here shortly, and I don't know the details of that, and I haven't heard anybody know that it's been announced yet. Until that is wrapped up, nothing is final in the world of politics, so we're waiting to see how that all comes together. Every representative and every senator is up for election, and so none of them want to go out and say, we haven't cut your taxes, because that's what the tax bill was trying to do. The governor felt like it was more than she had asked them to cut. So anyway, that give and take is going on. But the school finance looks very favorable. We just want to hear the final word. That's what we're waiting on, so. Let you know when I do.
All right, thank you. We just approved some capital outlay items. Is there anything additional we need to know on that? Nope. And I'm thinking there's nothing new on calendar committee. Jamie, we've got you down to review the bills before the first meeting in June. We're ready for announcements already. Look at us go. Saturday, May 18th is the 137th high school commencement at United Wireless Arena. It begins at 10:30. If you wait until 10:20, you will not get into the parking lot very quickly.
And I've already had one board member tell me they cannot attend. If you don't plan on being there, let us know and we'll remove the seats.
Oh, who's your graduating?
So,
Twins.
yeah.
Okay, then May 23rd is the last day of school. The 24th is Teacher Workday. June 1st, the Kansas Teachers Hall of Fame induction ceremony right here in the Civic Center. Did you want to say about June
Yes.
3rd?
I want to jump in. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'd like all of you to look at your calendars on June 3rd. That would be the first Monday in June. I don't know the name of the company, Hammer, who would be presenting on June 3rd that did the study on the wages and salaries for classified. The Arnold Group would like to give a report. They were asking to give it at a board meeting, but they need about 90 minutes of time. And I thought it would be better for a special session than to be at a board meeting and wrap that all up. So if we could go on that first Monday, the 3rd, it would be 90 minutes, and that's the only topic, is for a presentation from the Arnold Group. Right, Hammer? That's the only presentation that we really have planned. But you need to have an understanding of the ramifications and the extensions of what we can and can't do, probably starting right off. I think that's very crucial that you have a good handle on that. Looking at your calendars, that's not going to work for you, Tracy. I'm seeing a negative, or
We got it.
Yeah, it would be tentative for me right now.
so two of you that's tentative. The 17th is also an option. That's just 3 Mondays in a row that I'm asking you to come to the district office. And you can't do this. The 17th's already out for you and it's already out.
No, well, I could do the 17th.
You can do the 17th. And you can do the 17th.
I'm not sure.
I'm flexible.
You're flexible.
Probably.
Okay.
I could do either one.
Okay. It sounds like 17th might only have one that can't do it. And, yeah, it's still a meeting. I mean, if we have a special session, we have to have a quorum here. So I'm just trying to pick the best date for 7 to make sure that we have it. So hearing that, I'm going to recommend we go with the 17th and shoot for that, okay?
Okay.
That wasn't the way I started, but that's the way it sounds like it will work best. And, yeah.
Okay.
Are you checking your hunting schedule, or what are you checking?
No, I had a question.
I'm
for-
kidding.
Yeah, it'll be at 6 o'clock, just
Yeah,
like
6 o'clock, no supper.
Yeah.
Eat on your own.
This would be the 17th?
on the 17th.
Let's stick with the 17th, yeah, because Jamie said she was out on the 17th, but that was the only no I got, and the other ones I had 2 in the tentative there, so.
Yeah. So we'll go with the 17th for the special meeting. June 3rd through 6th and June 10th through 13th will be the District Summer Institute. June 10th will be our regular Board of Education meeting here in the boardroom at 6 o'clock. And then we'll have the special meeting on June 17th here in the boardroom at 6 o'clock. And then the 24th will be our second regular meeting of the month here in the boardroom, since schools are closed at 6 o'clock. Do we have items for future board meetings or additional information?
Yeah, I would like to know what we're doing in physical education. We haven't had over the years, we've had some reports of, they've come and talked to us about, and it may not be until school's, back in session, but I would really like to know what we're doing in PE and with our children.
Yeah, and I would say right off the bat, we probably will wait till school starts, but we'll definitely put that on the calendar and make plans to have that as a presentation when it fits into the schedule appropriately, but that's great. Be glad to do that.
Okay. Anything else? No? Okay, we are in need of a couple executive sessions. The first one is for discussion of negotiations. We need about 10 minutes for that. We need
Clayton,
Clayton,
Hammer, and I.
yes, and
Samantha.
Samantha, yes. I include her always.
And then the second one is for the discussion of personnel matters. And for that one,
We'll just send Hammer down to tell them that we're done with the first one, and we'll
Yes,
start the
we'll go on,
second one,
yeah.
and it'll just be Clayton, Samantha, and I.
and about 15 minutes for that one.
15 minutes,
Okay,
I hope, yep.
so we need a motion to go into the first executive session.
I'll move.
All right, motion by Ryan.
A second.
Second, Jamie beat you to it. Second by Jamie, all in favor? Aye. 6-0. Thank you, everyone.